Hey guys, I'm just trying to do a piano, kind of just an improvisation, and then talk to you guys, kind of just about whatever. I don't really have any set plan or goal for this video whatsoever, so I'm just gonna start playing and then go from whatever comes off of mind. I'm just playing something somber. So, so I'm just playing kind of whatever right now, and the main reason why I really get like attracted to making guitar, playing guitar, piano, etc. is really just it's so easy for me to just get my ideas out. If I try drawing, I would look at a blank page for a day. Where a musical instrument, I don't have to worry about fine hand gestures as much as just I can hit a note and just write an entire symphony around one note. And it's just understanding how notes work a lot of the time, but also it's just easier. I love that I could just play kind of in any real position. But it's just the ability to get out ideas, transfer ideas. I mean, I've looked at blank pages on drawing. My two brothers were very phenomenal drawers, or could draw, or artistic, very visual design, creative. Where I can't really envision something on a drawing level or in terms of lines and colors. I can interpret feelings though from just how I play. I mean, I can play real fast. But I can interpret something very somber or something very meditative almost versus something that's very quick, and it's easy for me to get out my ideas, but also how deep the rabbit hole of music goes is infinite. And it's just 12 notes. You just rearranging them in different orders. The difference between jazz music and classical music versus EDM versus rock is really just a couple of notes in the order that you arrange them in. I mean, like a rock part or something. I'm just kind of on this airy pad sound right now, but you get the point where you can go. even like a pop song almost. Versus that, it's just easy. I'm not really like I'm not really a complicated guy when it comes to what you're doing. It's really just it's not about complexity as much as it's about the emotion that's being driven. Yeah, I mean, I can just kind of play whatever. I can hum along with it. Da, 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 da. And it's at least you become almost a part of the instrument. Where even I understand drawing. I'm looking at you guys, but I understand drawing so much. I understand the concepts of drawing, but it's hard for me to interpret it, at least in a visual manner. For me, I feel like I'm more in tune with the instrument. I played a lot of stuff in college. I used to attend actually Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais. It's on like Route 40. It's on US Route 45, kind of right off of 294 in Bourbonnais, Illinois. I don't know. I never really I'm decent with music, but it's not quantifiable in terms of academia scores and just different things. It's like instead of me feeling free, it's me being constrained to a project, to a curriculum that it's not necessary. It's more constraining than it is beneficial, at least in my case. As well as I'm not necessarily the brightest guy when it comes to school. I think it's just because I don't necessarily interpret information the same way as individuals. I mean, I failed out of college, but I never really was that good. Even in high school and grade school, it took me. I think it took me really It took me into third grade, early fourth grade, close to fifth grade, to actually really be able to read. And And I had several teachers just kind of like pretty much give up, like for the lack of words. I mean, it's very difficult to spend all your time on one student per se. I understand there's curriculums. I know they have to do a certain amount for the government and stuff, but basically, it's just I don't feel I don't under like I. It took me forever. It's very difficult to explain even the challenges that I've overcome, even when playing the piano. Like even when I played the piano and when I write it, I would get distracted just on my heart rate, on my breathing pace. And it really just comes down to understanding how you learn and being able to target those areas that you struggle with. When I first started piano, same thing with guitar many years ago, my very own breath was throwing me off. It's very difficult to tell, let's say, a music teacher, hey, my breath, me breathing, my lungs are throwing me off, are making music difficult for me. I don't know how to explain this in such a very unusual state, but like you have to understand yourself and how you interpret information and what works for you. Drawing, like my brothers did, I should show some of their artwork maybe in an upcoming video or something. Can show one of the drawings that they did, but they were great. They were good. They never stuck with it, and I always wondered, why is it that I keep sticking with it? I mean, there's only 12 notes. You can only arrange them in so many ways. There's only 12 notes. The rest are just repeated. Only 12 notes, and it's just like, but you can get all these beautiful tones, and this is really where artistry reaches the physical world. At least there's really only so many combinations, but how you combine them and how you work with time can be altered and create very different emotions. I can play, let's say, C major to C, C to C. And it's always just, where's it going? I can go up, I can go down. And where's it pulling to? It's understanding what you're having difficulties with is one of the more challenging lessons, but also I feel like one of the more rewarding lessons, at least with learning how to do music and how to succeed even in like school and stuff. When I started reading, I would lose it wasn't that I was having trouble with the words or being able to pronounce the phonetic characteristics of English, and English is probably one of the hardest languages, but not just the phonetic characteristics of it, but also you would lose your spot. I mean, if you read a book, any book, you have all these different lines and different sentences in each one. I would just hop around. I would get lost because, let's be honest here, black ink on a white piece of paper looks the same. If you quickly glance at a book, doesn't matter what the book really is, they all kind of look the same. So it's understanding that it's just taking your time, going slow is a great asset, but also understanding where are you having, where your difficulties at. And it's just piecing things together. I mean, so when I was in grade school years ago, when I was struggling with it, I just started learning things in the manner that I felt I had to learn them. At a certain point, you kind of just become what I would say restless would be a good word, not in a negative or inappropriate manner, but if you were noticing that all your friends, all the people that you knew could do certain things, and you're just like, I have no idea what we're doing right now, your classmates, etc. And you're just like, I'm just going to sit here and figure out what it is that I can't progress. And what it is I can't progress, I mean, it took me years to learn how to read. I read a book a day now. I read far more than the national average and stuff, and it's just constant progression. If I don't progress, I feel like it's just like a waste of a day, a waste of a time. But it's also a time to reflect. And it's just, when I play, even in the songs that I write, yeah, they're EDM and they're fast paced, but it's still no one else's story but my story. And that's really it. I mean, I like playing. I'm just some guy that works really, really hard, struggles a lot, but not afraid to get back up and continue. I'm not anyone special. I'm not anyone special. I don't have a horrendous background at all. I'm just somebody that really wants to work hard. I'm just somebody that does